but the pressure is eased because they're in Europe. They'll enjoy the day, and if they can settle down in the first 20 minutes, they have a real chance.
Of course, of their recent meetings against Rangers, how have they dealt with the threats Rangers posed so effectively?
Well, what happens with, mainly in Gascoigne, if Gascoigne, the ball breaks down round about him, which will happen at certain times in the game, you must take advantage of that. And people like Young Johnson, who's done particularly well against them, and Stevie Fulton, who's a good playmaker, if they can get a lot of the ball, then Hearts can maybe get a bit of control of the game.
There are several survivors of previous Hearts final teams in the squad still at Tynecastle, but it's a big day for one or two of the younger players in this club, isn't it?
Well, it is, but I think they'll want to enjoy it, because I think I've been reading most of the week that most of Alan Johnson, for instance, who's a young man, and they're talking about maybe Sunderland and other clubs are interested in him.
Now, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right. So there's a big future, a big game for them. There's a lot of people watching today, but they'll want to enjoy this. They don't want to come and say, this is the last time I'm ever going to get this chance, and just be nervous about it. They must go out and enjoy it.
The members of the Scottish FA and the welcoming party today, Mr. Forsyth there with Richard Gough, the Rangers captain.
Yep.
Is that a new strip for Rangers this afternoon?
It is, one of the many. Rangers are now getting the type of publicity Man United have been getting over kit. But this is a fashion accessory now, isn't it? I mean, it's so common to see Celtic, Rangers and the big clubs in England changing shirts nearly just about every year.
Our referee today, Hugh Dallas.
He's had an excellent season, Paul. I must admit, he has probably been one of the outstanding referees in Scotland this season. Had a really good season.
And for Hearts today and their manager Jim Jeffries, how important do you feel it is to actually put some silverware on the end of what has been a fine season for them?
Well, it would be a magnificent finish for them, because looking back early in the season, in October they were bottom of the Premier Division. He's brought them a long way in quite a short period of time. They have got something like a £5 million debt to pay off. The crowds are up, the excitement's gallant for Hearts again, so they're going back in the right direction. And it would be tremendous if somebody like Hearts could get silverware and get the debt paid off.
Right, Charlie, who's your money on here?
I've got to go with Rangers.
OK, thanks very much to Charlie Nicholas, who will of course be giving us the benefit of his opinions throughout the day here as it unfolds, a game that will be played to a finish. Let's join our commentators, Billy McNeil and Jock Brown.
So confirmation there, the Hearts line up, some tough decisions made by the manager Jim Jeffries. He's left out both Alan Lawrence and John Robertson from the attack, leaving just Alan Johnston as arranging a major alteration. No Ali McCoy, he's not replaced though by Eric Ho Anderson as most people expected. Ian Ferguson wears number 9, he'll play in midfield, I'm sure, with Gordon Jury and Brian Laudrup entrusted with the task of troubling that Hearts defence, principally supported, I think, by Paul Gascoigne from an advanced position in midfield. Referee Hugh Dallas there, just 38 years old, ran the line in the 1992 Cup final, handshakes with the fellow officials. He's the only man to be on the line and in the middle in Scottish Cup finals. Hugh Dallas, major distinction was once so young. For Richard Gough, another major occasion in Rangers colours. His tasty victory and defeat in Cup finals. Pasquale Bruno has also been involved in Cup matches in Italy, although they're not anything like as important as Serie A matches. A very important figure in the Hearts defence. He is a man who scored 4 times against Rangers in the last 2 matches for Hearts. He scored a hat-trick at Ibrox in January and then scored a 2-0 win at Tynecastle. And the player of the year, Paul Gascoigne, who won an FA Cup winners' medal from a hospital bed effectively in 1991, playing for Tottenham Hotspur against Nottingham Forest when he sustained that dreadful knee injury. Brian Laudrup, another big occasion to grace with his talents. Well, in 1976, the Cup final kicked off before 3 o'clock. We're in danger of that once again. And on that occasion, Rangers scored before the clock struck 3 through Derek Johnston. So Hugh Dallas, the referee, who certainly shows some tension there in his face. It's a very big occasion for him. Well, he has a lot of experience in international football and European ties for one so young. Gio Rousset, who has been given the credit for transforming the Hearts' fortunes this season since his arrival. 11 shutouts in 29 matches. Hugely influential figure. Well, these formalities completed so quickly that the players really have to hang about now to wait. Andy Gorham with a record of 2 out of 2 in cup finals for Rangers in the Scottish Cup and also in the League Cup, strangely enough. Never tasted defeat in a final for Rangers. The Rangers chairman, David Murray, looks very relaxed beside his vice chairman, Donald Finlay. Peter Donald, the Scottish Football League secretary, beside Donald Finlay. Ian Durrant, a late call-up to replace Ali McCoist, who couldn't come through the warm-up with his damaged calf injury. He was on the bench initially, but Durrant replaces him. The 111th Scottish Cup final, sponsored again by Tennent's, starts with Hearts enjoying the first few touches of the ball. The pitch, I can say, in immaculate condition, and that will certainly be welcomed by both sets of players. John Brown has to keep the ball going. It came off the corner flag. First involvement here for Gascoigne. On this sort of big occasion, he will surely relish. McLaren, who's been protecting a knee injury throughout the season, will have surgery next week. Gascoigne looking to be on the ball as much as he can early on. Laudrup coming deep, the players trying desperately now to settle as quickly as they can. David Roberts does well forward, so is Gordon Jury. A great chance there to take the ball on the run, but Paul Ritchie did well closing in on him. Discussion there between Bruno and Ritchie. It was a tremendous first long ball by John Brown, but at the end of the day, good covering. But initially there was a chance there for Gordon Jury, but he just didn't fasten onto it quickly enough. So here's Alan McLaren. Good angle taken up there by Gascoigne. Forward goes Cleland. Third pass not accurate enough. Fulton intercepts. Laudrup turns it out for the goal kick to Hearts. So Laudrup and Jury, the front two, Billy, a very interesting pairing with no natural out-and-out striker there.
No, I think obviously without McCoist being available today, they're obviously looking to play those two through possibly the inside right and inside left channels. But I think that the big danger to Hearts is going to come from Gascoigne, because it seems to me as though he's been given a lot of liberty, a lot of freedom to go where he wants and perhaps to support those front two.
Good challenge there by Goff. Ferguson trying to release Laudrup. Was quick enough to get there ahead of Ritchie. That came off Bruno. So the first corner kick of the match, conceded there by Pasquale Bruno. Will be the calming influence for Alan McManus and Paul Ritchie, the two young men in central defence for Hearts. Richard Goff and Alan McLaren in the penalty box now for Rangers. Awkward one to clear there for Poynton. His experience also very important. Everton, Manchester City and Oldham he's played for in his career to date. The only man left upfield by Hearts was John Cahoon. Picked up by Mackay for Cahoon. In goes Ian Ferguson. Appeals to a foul there by Hearts, waved aside by referee Dallas. And a Hearts player on the ground, that's ominous. It's Gary Locke, the captain, who's down. He looks to be in a lot of trouble. The game continues with Locke still on the ground in the centre circle. Well, I'm surprised the ball has not been put out of play yet, and referee Dallas calls the game to halt. There's no question here that Locke is in trouble.
I think he's just gone awkwardly there. It seems as though he's turned his ankle or perhaps twisted his knee, but certainly there was no contact and he didn't even get close enough to make the challenge. but it looks a nasty enough one.
Yes, he seemed to catch his studs there on the surface. And buckle under his own weight. Concern there for Jim Jeffries and Billy Brown and Paul Hegarty, the management team at Tynecastle. They won't want to lose the skipper this early, that's for sure. Alan Ray, the physio, carrying out the repair work. It's the knee that's taken the damage. Anxious Hearts fans here. Gary Locke very much a favourite, the 20-year-old. Referee Dallas allowing plenty of time for this spell of treatment. Jim Jeffries calling over Steve Fulton, trying to establish the extent of the damage, I think. The match will be restarted by a dropped ball. With very anxious eyes on Gary Locke, I think, from the Hearts management the next few minutes to see if he can continue. The call returns that to Hearts. Headed away by McLaren. Here's Fulton. Oh, rather ambitious pass there, trying to find Alan Johnston. But we've had confirmation now of the formations. McManus and Ritchie, the markers at the back for Hearts, the young men. And Pasquale Bruno, the sweeper. Dave McPherson wide on the right, Neil Poynton wide on the left, three in the middle, Locke, Mackay, Fulton, Cahoon and Johnston up front. Which is header. Very similar formation being adopted by Rangers. McLaren, Goff and Brown at the back. McLaren wide on the right, Robertson wide on the left. Ferguson, Gascoigne and McCall in the middle. Fury and Laudrup up front. Laudrup trying to release Robertson. The pace is searing once again. The cross not good enough though. Well, beautifully picked out there, David Robertson by Laudrup. And yet another problem there. Gary Locke has gone down. I think his cup final is almost over. You see no way in which you'll be able to continue. That's John Brown's cross. It's gone behind for the goal kick. And I think this will signal the end for the young Hearts captain. Well, such misfortune. He knows it already. You can tell in his face. He knows perfectly well. There's no way back for him this time, surely. Stretcher is now being called for. And it will mean some reorganisation for Hearts.
Yeah, I think that's just a follow-up to the first incident, because he's certainly gone over and twisted his knee. To me, that indicates a fairly serious situation, but certainly one that are going to prove difficult for Hearts at this stage.
Discussion on the touchline now. Jim Jeffries and Gary Mackay are in close consultation. They're going to have to tinker with his side, make some adjustments here, because Lawrence and Robertson are the two outfield substitutes. They both play up front. Alan Lawrence is coming on. Has cup final experience for Airdrie. Well, this will certainly be a major blow to the Hearts' plans. There's no question about that, Billy.
No, that's right, because to lose your captain as early as in the game, and particularly an inspiring young player like Gary Locke, is quite tragic. But more importantly, they've got a very... The two outfield subs are both attacking players, so he's going to have to adjust his team formation, and as early as this in the cup final, it's going to prove very difficult for him.
And already Gary Mackay is giving instructions. Alan Johnston has got a key role to change. And the Rangers fan on him now. It just clearly the knee was a problem before that challenge. So Alan Lawrence comes on much earlier, I'm sure, than he expected or even hoped. Gary Locke clearly in pain, being carried behind the goal there. So what about the adjustment, Billy? What do you think here with Lawrence on? What do you expect to see happen?
Well, I can't honestly see Alan Lawrence or John Cahoon moving into that midfield, but I would anticipate that Alan Johnson will be asked to play a deeper role. Perhaps a similar role to Gascoigne is going to be asked to play for Rangers, playing behind the front two and support whatever attacks they're able to provide.
Well, that's what's happened. He's dropped back into a central midfield role in the 5. Lawrence joining Cahoon up front. Good header on there by Jury. And the goal kick's been given. Gordon Jury disagreed with the linesman Bobby Orr, and referee Hugh Dallas goes across the Jury. No discussion there. The referee making certain that there's no repetition of that kind of descent. The ball in playing distance, and Bruno making sure Jury couldn't reach it.
He certainly took a little chance, Bruno, didn't he? But really, as early as in the game, it's kind of daft to show descent as openly as that. You're only going to get yourself in some bother.
That's McManus down to Mackay. An even more important role now for him. The senior man in the heart of that midfield now for Hearts. Cahoon got a touch. Goal kick it is. So twisted knee confirmed from the track side for Gary Locke. The full extent of the damage still to be established. Well, it's all been a very unsettling kind of opening to the game. It hasn't really allowed either side to settle properly, the way the game has been broken up by these injury breaks. It's Gascoigne again going very deep to get on the ball. Makes him even harder to mark. Here's Ian Ferguson. Something of a risk in playing Ian Ferguson. He hasn't played, apart from the game against Kilmarnock when the league was won, he hadn't started a match on the 25th of February. So Ferguson getting a late call for this cup final. Long way off that, Billy, at this stage in the season.
It is indeed, but obviously, you know, Walter Smith's been preparing his team for the last fortnight. He's had a look at what he's got. He's seen what options are available to him, and he's thought this is the best one for him. The thing that surprises me just a little bit at this stage is Gascoigne is playing so deep. He's almost playing alongside his defenders, and I would have thought they would have pushed him much further up the pitch, give support to his front two, and perhaps be able to break forward and put Hearts under pressure at the back.
McLaren now in possession for Rangers. Good interception made by Mackay. He read that well. Cahoon showing lots of determination, and Lawrence a lot of nimble footwork. Clear foul by Ferguson. The referee will have a war with Ian Ferguson, looking a little bit overzealous there in his challenge.
It was certainly a late challenge. I don't think there's an awful lot of harm in it, but Hugh Dallas is a strict referee, and he's not going to allow things to go unnoticed, and he's putting his authority on the game very early.
Cahoon none the worse. Bolton's free kick, looking for Dave McPherson, marked by his former teammate Richard Goff. No way past McCall for Johnston. Off for McPherson. Loudrup was caught there by Johnston, and then by McManus, just for good measure. Now the youngsters in this Hearts lineup making an impact early on. Great running by Loudrup. That was for Robertson. McManus was with him all the way that time. It's good play by Poynton. The headed pass back. Good header down by Goff to Brown. Too many a battle for Rangers together, these two. Interception is made by McManus. This is Mackay. Foul by Loudrup. Well, space at a premium in the centre of the field here. Both sides playing five-man midfields. McManus sending it along. Poynton has to help the diminutive Hearts forwards by going into that forward position. turned it out. Rangers on the throw. A little bit of involvement here for Andy Gorham. Here's Brown again, the marking once more. Very tight indeed in the middle of the field. Alan Johnston is indeed on Paul Gascoigne. Showing a lot of faith in the youngster, that. Putting him in that role. Here he is. Well tackled by Gascoigne. Gascoigne going to that tackle in Cahoon. It's very tough out there. Rangers have a free kick and Gordon Jury is injured. Well, I wonder too, Billy, if there's a possibility the Hearts think they can perhaps have Johnston play off Gascoigne, quite apart from marking.
Well, here we see Paul Gascoigne right in the centre of everything there, and there's one or two tackles flying in as you expect in the cup final. But certainly it's a feasible thing that if you get a good young player who's fit enough to stay with Gascoigne, pay close attention to him and perhaps break away when he's in possession. But again, we saw that tussle, and we can see how keen both sets of players are to get involved in the game.
Well, it is a cup final, and both sets of players are playing it as though it was a match of real significance and importance, as you might expect. So the tackling is tough. Referee Dallas will be working hard to keep things under wraps in the opening half hour. He's done well so far. McLaren's free kick, looking for Goff. Good header down that. Jury was too far forward. Lawrence. Poynton. Held up by McCall. Well, heavy tackling again, this time by John Brown on Lawrence. The old warhorse now, 34 years old. Still with amazing enthusiasm for the fray. Robertson's header was straight back to Mackay. Ferguson's tackle. Offside against Jury. Linesman there, Bobby Orr from Kilbarchan. Keeper linesman. Correct decision by the linesman there, but Paul Gascoigne was annoyed at Gord Jury for venturing into the offside position because he was breaking very quickly from midfield. Mackay in possession again. Fulton drifting over to the right hand side here. That's Lawrence. Laudrup took up good position to receive the pass from Gascoigne. The support arriving now from midfield. That's for Jury. Not quite ready for that. It's on the way there by McManus. Here's David Robertson. Ferguson. Good effort by Ferguson. Very well saved by Rousset. Superb little ball over the top of the defenders there from Robertson, and Ferguson doesn't quite get a hold of it. But nevertheless, it's an indication of the threat that possessed breaking from midfield like that. It's surprising in a way to see Ferguson doing more of the support work in the middle of the field than Gascoigne is at this stage. Gascoigne staying deeper. Offside on the far side against Lawrence. Well, Alan Lawrence, 33 years old. Meadowbank, Dundee and Airdrie before Hearts. So Hearts now funneling back to the middle of the field, allowing the Rangers back three to have the ball. Now Ferguson. The run was made well by Jury. He ran off Paul Ritchie from an onside position. Back it comes to Cleland. Complete miscue with the attempt to find Gascoigne in the middle. Ferguson asking a lot there of McLaren. The build-up starts again, patiently from Rangers. Here's Stuart McCall. Laudrup now on the right-hand side. Very hard to pick up for Hearts. Bruno quickly in on the ball. The head of McCall. This is Gascoigne. Balls of anticipation around the stadium from Rangers supporters. Well held up by Mackay. David Robertson's header was a good one. Well, he's been encouraged to get forward there, really an outside left, David Robertson.
He's certainly prepared to break forward in this game, and I think that's part of Rangers' plan. Not all that far off the track. Good connection with the ball, but not all that far from making a real test for the goalkeeper.
Goff in trouble there. He mistimed that challenge on Cahoon. Committed the foul, which gives possession back to Hearts. Well, all types of attire for cup finals. Whether the beer is real, which they thought may be. Now the problem for Hearts is they don't have real height in the penalty box, apart from Dave McPherson when he goes forward. Now Rangers the counter-attack with Ferguson. Poor pass that, cut off easily by Ritchie. That's Johnston under severe pressure. Straight away from McCall. He wanted Cleland to do the same. This is Poynton. There's one option which Hearts just don't have an attack, but they cannot afford to play high balls in.
No, that's right. And obviously looking at Gascoigne, Paul Gascoigne playing so very deep, but what we're seeing from Rangers is both Robertson and Cleland on the other side are prepared to break forward. Loudrop's dropping off a little bit, making those passes inside Dave McPherson for Robertson to use that pace, and it's causing Hearts an awful lot of problems just at this particular match.
Johnston getting no peace at all from Stuart McCall, but Hearts have the throw. Stuart McCall wanted to debate that with the referee. There's Poynton's long throw. McPherson's did already. Goff wins it. Fulton. Clear foul there by Ferguson. He'll have to be careful. In fact, it's a yellow card. And the outburst in response will not help his cause. First booking of the match. 20 minutes gone. Ian Ferguson for persistent infringement of the rules, I think this will be. At the early stage of the match, they have a yellow card too, Billy.
Well, I just wonder if Hugh Dallas would prepare to let the challenge go. And he's certainly in there late. He certainly brings Fulton down, but I honestly think it's his response immediately after that perhaps he's got his name into the book. And really, Hugh Dallas is going to impress his personality on the game, and players better be aware of it.
There's Gary Mackay. Closed down so well by McCall. Once again, Goff not quite to the ball in the air. Rangers try to break with Loudrup. So still not clear evidence that either side is completely settled. Gascoigne, that deep roll. Hearts quite content to allow the Rangers back three to have the ball. Look at that, no pressure on the back three. Wait until it comes into the Hearts half before they start pressing forward to make challenges. That's McPherson's clearance. Good strong challenge again by McCall. Winning what really looked to be a 40-60 ball. Loudrup. Away from Ritchie. John Brown was in the box for that. Well, Rangers sending the central defenders forward, supporting the attack. Good change of pace by McCall. Space for himself. The offside flag up against Alec Cleland. Now it's gone down, but Hearts have a free kick anyway for that challenge by McLaren on Cahoon.